Baddie Alerts! NBA players' reactions caught on camera. The cameras have caught many of our NBA stars engaging in a bit of dodgy behavior. However, what exactly were they doing? It doesn't matter if we're talking about LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, or Cam Thomas. All of them have been caught on camera making some flirty reactions to baddies. Believe it or not, LeBron James had a baddie biting her lips in anticipation of his next move. That is one hell of an exciting scene. That's not the end of it. There are a few more mind-blowing reactions that would take you completely by surprise. So, without wasting any more time, let's get into it. Then how about we start with Kevin Durant? During the game between the Warriors and the Blazers, he figuratively gave a baddie who was sitting courtside a flying kiss. That was unquestionably fascinating to hear. The baddie's retort was the cherry on top of an already delicious dessert. We were able to see through her attempt to hide her excitement from the camera, but she was unable to do much more than try to hide her internal turmoil from us. Next on our list is yet another amazing reaction that would leave you startled. In 2018, Simmons was having affairs with Kendall Jenner, who is a member of the Kardashian family. Having said that, there was only one obstacle in Simmons' path, and that was Kendall Jenner's former boyfriend, Jordan Clarkson. Although Simmons may have been the one to throw the first punch, Clarkson was the one who landed the blow that ended the fight. It's clear to say that Jordan Clarkson is far better than Ben Simmons when it comes to taking shots at him. And then there's Kendall Jenner, who was surprised by Jordan Clarkson's flying kiss as her boyfriend Ben Simmons was right there watching the whole thing unfold. And if you could only believe it, the cameras were able to record every single aspect of this occurrence as it was taking place. Then here comes Immanuel Quickley, along with no less than Ice Spice. She has the ability to make the heart race in anyone she encounters, let alone an NBA player. Immanuel is the one who instantly recognizes the opportunity to make a good impression on his crush. After finally seeing his crush, he behaved exactly the same way as the other players and went utterly insane. He was making points from all over the court with his precise grasp on the ball. What are your thoughts? Was Immanuel able to win Ice Spice over with his presentation? Let us know in the comments below. The following one is going to be even more exciting. While playing for the Mavs against the Clippers, Luka Doncic flirted with a female referee. Nobody in a million years would have ever predicted what Luka would do. But there was something adorable about it. It takes a great deal of work to be able to say that wonderful pickup line exactly after you make a basket. And there was no doubt that Luka had gone over the phrase 10 times in his head while looking in the mirror. But guess what? He's already got a girlfriend. Well, that could be a little problematic. Cam Thomas is up next, so let's discuss what he has to offer. This transpired a few short months ago when a few months back the Nets were engaged in a game against the Wizards. After the game, it became brutally clear that Thomas had a thing for Eileen Gu, who had won a gold medal in the Olympics. Following that performance, there was no way to argue against the obvious conclusion. Thomas went utterly wild and was successful in his attempt to score an infinite number of times while doing so. Now you know where all that energy came from. For the next one, we have another exciting instance. It was January 16th, 2023. The Lakers and the Rockets played a routine game of basketball with one another, but there were two significant exceptions. The first was that LeBron James was getting close to setting a new scoring record, and the second was that there was a baddie sitting courtside. When LeBron finally realized this, he pulled out all the stops and went completely crazy. He continued to score points by shooting the ball over and over again until he broke the record for most points ever scored in a single game. It is impossible to discount the baddie's response, despite the fact that this is incredible. The way LeBron played had her actually biting her lips. It turns out that this wasn't the only occasion on which LeBron James was able to put his skills to good use. On March 11th, 2022, he had something to show off. The reason for this is that he was competing against his ex-teammate Kyle Kuzma. The fact that Kuzma's girlfriend was there that evening just served to make matters more difficult. Kuzma was left figuratively and literally mortified as a result of LeBron's continued successful attempts at scoring. Not only was he embarrassed in front of the entire stadium, but also in front of his girl. At one point in the game, LeBron scored an incredible slam. And then he stopped right there and gave Kuzma's girlfriend a piercing stare. Damn, dude! That gaze was ice cold and blood-curdling. But the events that followed were much more callous than this one. Next one is Jordan Poole, and this one is going to be your favorite. It wasn't that he assisted the Lakers in making it to the finals in 2022. Rather, it was that he assisted them in winning the entire competition. And the reason for this was because they were baddies courtside. He tried everything that was physically possible to make a good impression on these baddies. He made some really fantastic shots from the half court that must have wowed a lot of the gorgeous girls that were present there. We do respect all the NBA players, but Jeremy Grant deserves all of the respect in the world because, in contrast to the great majority of people, he does not squander an opportunity when it is provided to him. This behavior earns him the respect of the entire world. It may sound unbelievable, but he manages to fall right into the lap of one of the baddies. He unquestionably did not let the chance to engage in a flirty conversation with such a beautiful woman pass without taking advantage of it. And just as we may have predicted, he goes completely insane all over the court and scores point after point. In addition to this, he was highly successful in keeping the opposing team from scoring points in the game. It is one thing to spot an Olympian in the crowd. It is a very different experience to spot an actress from your favorite television show in the crowd. And that was none other than Millie Bobby Brown. You already know that Trae Young wasn't going to let anyone down, especially considering that Millie Bobby Brown was going to be there. The remainder of Young's outstanding performance consisted of him successfully shooting the ball through the hoop numerous times. After such an impressive showing, the stat line for Young's game showed that he had scored 34 points, had 10 assists, 2 steals, and a hidden admirer. What would it be like if Millie Bobby Brown snuck her way into your DMs? Lastly, we have none other than a Black Mama's reaction to a baddie. The Lakers and the Mavericks were scheduled to play the opening game of this series on March 10, 2005. Halle Berry, an American actress, happened to be present for that one-of-a-kind event. And the reason for her presence was that she wished to experience a little bit of the Black Mama mentality. But then, Halle Berry wasn't the only one who caught feelings that day, since as soon as Kobe knew she was going to be there, he made it his top priority to surprise the actress. It was a performance that she would never forget he gave her. Kobe was very much able to fascinate the actress with his exceptional talents, which all of us have already observed by making points over and over again. So guys, which one of these reactions did you love the most? Well, honestly, Jordan Poole's has to be the best one, right?